Good evening. Thank you for watching our League of Women Voters Hopkinsville candidate forums that we've been having so far. Let me mention that the League of Women Voters of Hopkinsville, we are a nonpartisan political organization that encourages the informed and active participation of citizens in government, works to increase understanding of major public policy issues, and influences public policy through education and advocacy. The League takes action on issues but does not, and I repeat, does not support or oppose candidates or parties. Questions are prepared by a closed committee of League members, and the questions relate to the potential office of the candidate we have today. I was not given the questions until the time of this forum, and actually I was given them about 10 minutes ago. So I just opened them up. Today with us we have Christian County Constable Forum, District 8, Mike Haddock and Joshua Newton. Mike Haddock could not be with us, but Joshua Newton is here. Joshua, you will be given 2 minutes for opening remarks. You will be given 3 minutes to answer the questions that I provide to you, and 2 minutes for closing remarks. The timing is done by our League members sitting here today. A yellow sign means 30 seconds remain. A red sign means stop. There's no time remaining. Do you have any questions? Okay, well, we'll get started with our first question.
Opening.
Well, actually, I'll give you an opportunity to give your opening remarks.
Thank you. First off, I want to thank the League for inviting me. I remember this time in the primaries is whenever interest got shifted towards the constables, whenever I raised concerns that we weren't invited. And I'm so excited that I've been able to be sort of a conduit for the constables here in Christian County for the rising interest in the role of constable. And a lot of people don't even know what a constable is. My name is Joshua Newton, and I'm running for constable in the 8th District of Christian County. I was born and raised in District 8, and I'm the youngest candidate on Christian County's ballot at 24 years old. Since 2019, I have been a deputy constable in District 2 underneath Patricia Gresham. I'm a Christian, a worship leader, a husband's my #1 supporter, a father, and an active member of my community in all aspects of my life. Hence why my motto is serving on all fronts.
Okay, thank you for those opening remarks. Our first question is a public question, so I'm going to ask you, Mr. Newton, what does the elected position of a constable entail, and what powers do you have as a constable?
So Christian County Court website defines a constable as peace officers with broad powers of arrest and authority to serve court processes. They may execute warrants, summonses, subpoenas, attachments, notices, rules, and orders of the court in all criminal, penal, and civil cases. The qualifications for a constable whenever we run at the time of election must be at least 24 years of age. A citizen of Kentucky has resided in the state 2 years and 1 year next preceding his election in the county and district in which he is a candidate, and shall possess the same qualifications as a sheriff. Both of those things align with each other in the qualifications. We have the same powers as the sheriff, although a little bit different in our roles, especially in this county. Larger counties of 250,000 or more, constables receive compensation. We do not here. Christian County has about 70,000 people, and we don't receive any compensation. We do have broad powers of arrest here, but generally, great power comes great responsibility, and we know how to use them in District 2, at least. So.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm glad that you talked about power, Mr. Newton. This is another public question. Do you think constables need more or less law enforcement powers?
More or less law enforcement powers? I think it is good where it's at right now. A lot of people might recall that the state has issued a bill going into effect January 1st, saying that all constables have to be trained at criminal justice training. So, and I think that's a good thing. I do think that's a good thing. And for us to retain our powers, I do believe that we need to have a specific training in order to carry out our duties. And that's exactly what I'm running for. And I'll go into that later.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm glad that you mentioned the bill, because there is a question on that as well, and I'll ask it, and maybe you may have answered it, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. HB 239, that's the bill passed by lawmakers this year that strips constables from exercising general police powers unless certified through peace officer professional training, as you previously said. The law only applies to constables who have been elected for the first time after January 2023. Can you tell us, what is your opinion of that bill?
My opinion is, I think that it is a good thing, but a famous Thomas Sowell quote, there's no solutions, only trade-offs. So in terms of a sheriff, if you want to become a sheriff, you do not have to have any sort of law enforcement training to become a sheriff. This is only applying to constables. And I think that if we're going to, as a state, put this pressure on the constables, we need to put it on all law enforcement entities. I have it written down here somewhere. And so, yeah, I'm in favor of the bill, but I do believe that it needs to be broadened to all law enforcement entities.
Thank you for that. Well, I'll ask this question to you, Mr. Newton. What type of training do you favor for constables?
I favor local, affordable, applicable, and accessible training options for specifically Christian County constables. I'm running for District 8. I have the interests of Christian County in mind, and I'm going to start here. One of my top priorities is creating an avenue where all constables in this county can reach those training, reach that training. And by doing that, I want to organize the Christian County Constable Association to make sure that all constables have a code of conduct. Most of our districts don't have a code of conduct. Working with the magistrates and the judge executive to get that in place. So.
Thank you for that. Along with what you just said, this is the final question that we have prepared. What is your vision for the elected constables in Christian County? If you would like to just talk a little bit more about that.
So I want to organize the 8th District Constable Office as both a present force in our community and as an auxiliary police force in times of need. And we met this with great success in District 2. I remember last year whenever the tornadoes hit, we were called out to assist in Pembroke, just cutting down trees, really. And I know if you're from District 8, you know Crofton is Tornado Alley. So just being there when we're called, and not only that, we haven't just worked in Christian County, we've also worked abroad in Caldwell County, also with the Caldwell County Sheriff's Office, assisting them whenever Princeton was taken aback by that tornado. Some of their officers were sick, and they just needed that extra presence, not pulling people over and everything like that, just that extra presence to deter crime, to deter theft and looting whenever those tornadoes came through. So.
Well, that is all the prepared questions that we have for you. So I would like to give you 2 minutes for closing remarks.
Thank you. Again, I want to thank y'all so much. It's so great to be able to do this. Even if I'm not elected, I still plan on being that conduit for the League of Women Voters in District 2 where I'm at right now. But if you have any questions to me personally, for those of you out there listening right now, you can reach me on my Facebook page at Joshua Newton for Constable. And I'm not here just to play dress up cop. I'm not. I'm here to make a substantial change for our county's law enforcement and our law enforcement throughout the state as constables. Because we need to be accountable, not from a top-down perspective like the state has attempted and is doing, but from a bottom-up from here.
Thank you. This program is available on various media outlets until Election Day. It is being live streamed currently on our Facebook page, League of Women Voters Hopkinsville, the city's cable channel on Spectrum 376, and a YouTube link will be available on our Facebook page as well. Thank you, Mr. Joshua Newton. Thank you to the city of Hopkinsville and the mayor for allowing the League of Women Voters to use the public council chambers for the forum. We really appreciate you coming with us. Thank you.